Hey, hey. All right, welcome back, guys. So, Ophiuchus, let's go ahead and jump on into this. I'm going to ask the question, what is the kind of like the meaty, more grounded energy that a character might be contemplating, or what's the topic that they're really kind of digging into right now? And I say that just because backdrop, obviously, is very earthy. So, we have the Chariot. By the way, this collection of cards just like plopped out all together. So, we're going to read them together. So almost too many, but I'll roll with it. So we have Cancerian energy. We have the Nine of Pentacles. So first off, we have somebody reflecting on, you know what? I have done a lot. Maybe I've had some disadvantages in life. She's in a wheelchair, but she's out here throwing her arms open in this heroic, like, I love my life kind of energy. And she sits here with these two dogs. So there's huge sense of loyalty. She has really sound, I'll say, stable forces in her life. And she's very much aware she's spiritually tuned in and tapped in. She's very connected to maybe her ancestors. She has a lot of success. She moves forward, and she feels very abundant. And we have this Two of Cups, but in this Two of Cups, she's sitting here looking at her own self in a mirror. I gotta say, I think we're dealing with this could be if Fucus feels extremely personally empowered right now. They feel like they're in a perfect harmony and balance. Like their inner child is in accordance with their external self or their mature self. They have come to a place of harmony within, like how they see themselves in the mirror is also how they exhibit themselves in the external world. This is somebody who is proud of where they're at. They're confident and competent. So, this is a beautiful energy to start with. But the story continues, and we have a Nine of Wands, we have the Moon, and we have the Seven of Cups. So it's almost like if Fucus is sitting down and saying, okay, I am all of these wonderful things. So why do I have this one little thorn still in my side? What is the thing that still bothers me? What is the one thing that I'm still healing from? Because it's buried a little bit deeply, and they're questioning. It could be a person, could be a Pisces, could be a fire sign, Leo, Sag, Aries, but it could be that they're saying, but I'm still bothered by someone who was maybe a wounded warrior, someone that either didn't open up to me, didn't reciprocate. And I still am bothered because I still wonder why. I admittedly, so many things in my life are so awesome. I'm single, perhaps, and I'm powerful, but I am my own best friend. I feel really good. It's not like I'm starved for like, oh, somebody please, make me feel valuable, somebody please come in and make me feel special. No, I know I'm solid. I know I am a special person, just like every person is. I know this is not out of a sense of lack mentality or desperation that makes me still question why was somebody still wounded enough that maybe instead of pursuing me they still sat off to the side, especially if I know that they wanted me. But what is it that prevented them from coming toward me? And I can't help but still sit and wonder. It's not that I wonder if I was worthy or valuable. It's not that I wonder if I was attractive. I can see myself in the mirror. I have a fair opinion of myself. I know I'm a beautiful person, just like every person is a beautiful person. I'm not feeling less than, but I still do wonder, what is it that made someone not move toward me who wanted to? And I don't think that this is a Fucus being like full of themselves or like, I'm so awesome. How could they not have? No, no. And it's not an ego thing where it's like, moi? How could you not want moi? It's not that either. It's just that very realistic, like, why am I still wondering? Because it's a mystery that hasn't been solved, especially if it was like, but I swear this person stood there and stared at me but didn't come toward me. I wonder what it was in them that said, oh, I don't want to go toward a Fucus, but I want to, but I don't want to. They're just kind of wondering about maybe the state of mind of that individual. I wonder why they did that. I wonder what it was. Okay, let's ask. Tell me about that Nine of Wands. We've got the Ace of Pentacles that is sideways. Ace of Pentacles sideways. This person wasn't ready for a new beginning. Oh man, more sideways cards. Two of Wands, 10 of Swords, 7 of Cups. This person could have been questioning a lot in their life. A lot in their life. They could have been questioning even right down to what gender were they attracted to, or they could have been questioning what direction did they want to go in life. Remember, these are fictional stories about fictional characters. So there are many, many, many avenues that any character walks down in their own lifespan and has to make decisions, right? This character was trying to make decisions about which direction they go next. And they didn't have answers to that. There was indecisive energy on letting go of some phase of their life. They couldn't decide if they were ready for a new beginning. That would have required them to let go of some other hope, wish, dream, or sense of identity, and they weren't ready to do that yet. Okay, let me just ask this because this left, I feel like Ophiuchus got a lot of hot and cold signals, maybe a lot of confused signals in this storyline. And it left them just wondering, what was that all about? What is the real thing that Ophiuchus, what would put this to rest for Ophiuchus? Let me ask that. What would put that questioning to rest? Prince of Wands in the reverse. Honestly, if they would tell Ophiuchus, look, I'm sorry if I came across in a certain way, but I actually wasn't attracted. Ophiuchus would be like, oh, okay, I can believe that. Okay, cool. I must have got it wrong. What I think Ophiuchus is struggling with is, why did you stand there and stare at me if you didn't intend anything? Why did I get mixed signals? It's almost like Ophiuchus is saying, what I'm trying to figure out is, am I not picking up on signals properly anymore? This is more like almost a clinical approach to the confusion of like, do I not know how to read human behavior now? Actually, I want to stay with this deck. Character, can you explain why is Ophiuchus feeling like you gave them so many mixed signals? 7 of Swords, 8 of Wands, because I did. I ran away and hid. I said things that weren't true. I said a bunch of things. I did a bunch of things that were complete contradiction from how I felt and what I meant to say and do. So they ran away when they wanted to run toward Ophiuchus. Okay, just out of curiosity, can our character over here explain what made them lie and run instead of move forward? Another sideways card. We got 6 of Pentacles, 6 of Cups sideways. Again, the indecisive energy. This can be a card of returning soulmates or a card of, letting go of soulmate lessons. And this is like they couldn't decide what to do. They couldn't decide what label to attach to Ophiuchus. What does that mean? Why was that such a problem? Oh my gosh. 3 of Cups, 5 of Pentacles. They were still a little bit at a jaunty angle, not 100% confident upright. But I would take them mostly in the upright. With the 6 of Cups sideways, this character was like, either here it says, well, we could come together and have this joyful time, or it would lead to a separation and that will be sad, and then I will feel like I lost out on something wonderful. So this person either had a lot of fears, it's almost like they had so many ideas going in their head that they couldn't just listen to what they wanted, because they were always thinking 17 steps ahead, but what about this? But what about that? I mean, we could get together and then it could be wonderful. But on the other hand, what if it falls apart and then I'm drifting all by myself and then, blah, blah, blah. And I feel like I've lost my best friend and I've lost my romantic partner. It's like they played all of the what ifs out in their head instead of just being invested. So they found something that they wanted, but then they were like, but I'm not sure what this means. Is this a relationship that I should invest in, come back around to? Will it be successful or will it not? Gosh, it could go either way. Well, that's true of everything in life. Anything could be wonderful or it could not work out at all. The bottom line is we change the outcomes of things when we start to put energy in, and then we act and react, and the other person acts and reacts, and then we cross bridges together when we come to moments in time where it's like, okay, are we having an argument? Do we get through the argument? Is this a deal breaker? What do we learn about what our deal breaker moments are? Do we keep working through things? Do we give one another grace and compassion? Do we, it's almost like this person was afraid to ever move forward and get enough built to even find out what the outcome could be, because they wanted the outcome before they began, but that's because they were still in a wounded place. It's almost like this person could not have handled another upset or failed situation when they were still so tenuously barely healed from a previous thing. So although they were interested, they gave hot and cold mixed signals. They didn't move forward because they kept thinking about, I need to know how something might turn out because I can't handle another thing that could turn out bad. Not when I'm not 100% healed. So essentially, I mean, that does make perfect sense, I would say. That makes perfect sense why somebody who wants something doesn't move toward it, because they're like, it's like if you reached out for a pan on the stove and it was hot and it burned your hand, then the next time you want to grab any pot off the stove, you're like, but I don't know. Like, I still have blisters here. I don't know if I want to risk it. What if it's hot again? I don't know that I want to touch it again. I think it's human nature to not want to reach for the thing that would hurt us or could hurt us once we've learned that it takes a long time to heal. Okay, so is Ophiuchus going to maybe figure this part out? Because it seems like they're just, like I say, questioning. I wonder what this is all about. With the Five of Swords, the Four of Cups, and the Fool, Ophiuchus is somewhere between saying, I don't even want to think about this anymore, and saying, you know what, maybe I should just go talk to him and say, hey, listen, I don't want to let a good thing fall apart by not ever getting the direct answer. So let me just ask you, were you interested or not? I'm just curious, because I don't want to have a regret that I never found out the answer to this. Ophiuchus is somewhere between, never mind, who cares, and, well, I do. I want to know the answer. And maybe I should just ask, point blank. This Ophiuchus feels like somebody who does not like to leave things that don't make sense and that bug them because it doesn't make sense that it doesn't make sense. There's an answer here, so why don't I have the answer? Because I can think myself in a circle and come back around to, it doesn't make sense that I don't know the answer. If they're not interested in me, fine. I'm a grown-up. I can handle that. Big deal. You don't like me. You weren't attracted to me. Just say it. But on the other hand, if you were, then why didn't you move toward me? I'm just curious. Because it would be a real disappointment if we never maybe had a heart-to-heart conversation, just real open, just to clean it up. Okay, so is that going to happen then? It looks like this Ophiuchus is somebody who's much better at, like, peel back the Band-Aid. Life's not so scary. Having honest conversations is not a scary thing. Queen of Wands, Queen of Cups, Ace of Swords, Three of Wands. I think in true queen form, I think what Ophiuchus comes around to thinking is, but it won't be a missed opportunity if they did want me, but they never had the courage to approach me, or they never were ready to approach me or something. You know what? It's all right. It's not up to me to tell somebody else when they need to be ready to tell me the thing that I think I already know, but that they clearly withheld or withdrew from. So you know what? Never mind. If down the road in the future, who knows? The future's unwritten. I think Ophiuchus has gained the, like riddling through this in their own head, going through the entire thought process and coming full circle to say, actually, my guides have already told me the truth. The truth of it is, if in the future they're in a different headspace, if they were attracted to me, they'll come find me because that's how attraction works. I don't have to worry about it. If they're not coming toward me, then either they weren't that attracted, which means who cares? There's other people that are going to want all this good, all this yum, because I got a lot to offer. I'm a queen of wands. I'm a queen of cups. If it's not supposed to be them, then it won't be them. If it is supposed to be them, they'll come find me when they're ready to be with somebody like me. So that's it. That is my answer. Were they attracted to me? Were they not? Does it even matter? All that matters is that the person who is attracted and is in the headspace and the heart space to approach someone like me who has this much to offer them. Maybe I was too much for them to handle. Maybe they didn't feel secure enough in themselves. Whatever it is, I don't actually need the answers. I only need answers on me. I'm not missing out on something by not going and sitting down and telling them, hey, you need to answer this question for me. Were you interested or not? Why didn't you come toward me? I don't need to badger them for an answer because the answer is already within me that I need to know, which is my value is intact, my attractiveness, the way I feel about me. I'm good. Thank you, guides, for helping me circle all the way through this and come to this conclusion. My tree of life continues to grow. My journey continues. And if it's supposed to be them, they'll cross my path again. And if not, it's because it's supposed to be somebody else. That is, I think, the way Ophiuchus makes peace with this, which I think is huge. I think that's such a wonderful, empowered conclusion to come to. And it also, what I loved about this story is that, well, I always have fun with the Ophiuchus stories in particular, but I love the fact that it doesn't put Ophiuchus in a place where they're perpetually trying to figure out everybody else and then making it so that they demand, you need to tell me this, you need to tell me that. No, Ophiuchus is like, well, nobody needs to do anything. Everybody gets to think and feel and however they want. The hot, cold mixed signals doesn't matter. I'm the one who has to react in the way that's right for me. Do I like hot and cold mixed signals? No, not really. So why don't I just, hey, if that's all they got to offer right now is hot and cold mixed signals, they can keep those signals. I'm glad they're not coming back around. I'm glad that they've withheld after all, because they need to be more direct and straightforward with me if they're going to make a move in my direction. So that's it. There's no hurt, there's no anger, there's no pain, there's no expectation or demand. Instead, Ophiuchus is just moving forward. I do just want to ask, is there any in that 3 of Wands card, that the moving forward? Because I always look at that as like in the next 3 months. Is there any? We don't hear from them. Knight of Wands is in the reverse. They're not trying to come forward with, hey, hubba, I'm really interested. Hey, you want to flirt with me? 9 of Wands, because guess what? They're still in the 9 of Wands. They're still, I almost feel like they're having a very lengthy healing journey and they've plateaued and maybe they just need time they're not pursuing anybody. There's no interest at all right now in anyone, anywhere. They simply are still standing exactly where they were like 3 months prior, and a place of needing to heal. So the bottom line is it's a good thing that Ophiuchus isn't, asking them to answer questions, because it looks like even moving forward, they may still not be able to answer questions for a hot minute. And I think it's really wise for Ophiuchus to just say, each person has their own journey that they must take and their own timeline that they must honor. All right, I'm going to leave that there. Thanks for being here, guys. Thanks for giving it a thumbs up and subscribing.